Hello, my name is Mooncat, and in this video I would like to talk about when to use either renovation kits or one-up kits to age up your buildings to another age. This is a very common question, and to tackle it I have added a new feature to the sortable table that I shared in a recent video. And now you're also able to compare values between two different ages to see which values increase from one age to another. Now, if you haven't seen my video on this table, I have that linked in the description, and there you will also find a link to the table itself. Now, before I go into how to actually use the table to figure out which buildings you should improve, let me quickly talk about what I consider to be the two main reasons to upgrade the building's age. So first of all, when it comes to buildings that produces goods, they produce goods of the building's age, or in some cases, one age below the building's age. But most buildings produces goods of the building's age. So this building will produce industrial age goods, even if I do age up to, for example, the progressive era. So one reason to upgrade a building is to get current era goods from the building. The same thing applies when it comes to units. Those are also tied to the building's age. So with the royal bathhouse, for example, if I moved up to progressive era, this would still keep on producing industrial age units. And one quick thing when it comes to things like this, my royal bathhouse is not fully leveled yet. So if I do age up to a progressive era, and then upgrade it to level 5, it would also upgrade the building to progressive era. So that's another way to upgrade your building. But in most cases, you do have these buildings fully leveled. Now, the other reason you would want to upgrade a building to a new age is to either improve the boosts, for example, the attack boost values. A lot of buildings improve there according to the age. Same for other boosts, like coin boost, for example, supply boost, but also things like coins and supplies. Buildings usually get more population as you move up, and so on. So those are the two main reasons to age up, either to get more relevant goods or units, or to get more boosts or productions or stats from the buildings. So let's talk about how you can use my table to figure out which buildings you would like to improve, to age up. So now, in addition to selecting one age, you can also select one other age to compare it to. So in my city, I am currently in industrial age, and say I want to move up to progressive era. Which buildings should I improve? So if we sort here by attack, for example, you'll see that these 5 buildings here gets additional attack if I upgraded them from additional to a progressive era. So the Pirates Hideout, for example, gets 2 additional attack. The Jolie Canal gets 2 additional attack. Winners Plaza level 2 gets 1, and so on. So this is a quick way to see which buildings gets more additional boosts. Say, for example, instead you are interested in more population, we can sort it by population. Now we can see that the building that gives the most is the boathouse, which is not out yet. That is the summer event reward, which should come out in a couple of weeks. But, for example, the Celtic Farmstead is at number 3 here, with an additional almost 700 population. And I do have one of these in my city. So if I needed population, that is an option that I could upgrade if I went up to progressive era, and so on. If I wanted, for example, more coins, I could sort by coins, and I can see which options are best here. I could, for example, if I am a guild player and want to improve my guild power productions, I could see that upgrading the Hall of Fame, level 2, for example, would be the best option, and so on. So whichever stat you are interested in, defense, for example, you can use this to figure out which is the best option for your move. And now, one thing to keep in mind is that you probably don't have enough renovation or one-up kits to always upgrade all buildings all relevant buildings every age. So sometimes it might be better to skip a couple of ages before you age up or upgrade a building. So say, for example, that I am in industrial now. Say I rush to contemporary era or get there relatively quickly. I can do a comparison here and see which buildings would be the best to upgrade in this scenario. So, for example, if I looked at the tech again, and now I can see that the Eagle Mountain, for example, will give 4 additional ones. Same with Governor Villa, Pirates Hideout, Jolie Canal, and so on. So those are good options to improve in this age jump. If we look at population, much the same story that as before. So you can use this, you can input your ages here, your age jump, be it one age or multiple ages, and you can figure out which buildings you would like to improve. So again, when you do this and how often you upgrade your building will depend on how quickly you age up and also how many renovation or one-up kits you have. I have quite a decent amount. I have 32 renovation kits. I have 23 one-up kits, which is all right, but it's definitely not enough to upgrade each building each time. So you do need to ration these out and figure out how often you want to do this. Now, one trick that I used when I was moving up in ages back in the day is that I upgraded my buildings staggered. So in some ages, I upgraded a portion of my buildings. In the next age, I upgraded another portion of my buildings so that I had buildings, specifically when it comes to goods, I had buildings that produced goods 2 ages below me, buildings that produced goods the age below me, and buildings that produced goods in my current age. So that was my strategy as I was moving up. I had a 3 age gap between how often I upgraded my buildings. But of course, in my other city, I am in the highest age. I have a lot of renovation kits. I have a lot of one-up kits. So when the next age comes, I will upgrade most of my buildings to that age, both to produce current era goods and also to get more, more boosts and so on. So yeah, I don't really have much more to say. This is how you can use my new tool, my new table, to figure out which buildings would be best for you to upgrade depending on your age and which age you're planning to move on. So once again, you will find this table linked in the description. You will also find my other video where I go much more into detail about how to use this table, how all of these options, all of that, what all of that means. So if you want to learn more about it, check that video out. And yeah, so that's all for now. Before I end this video, let me thank my Patreons for their support. I would like to thank Homestar, Fort Prefect, Lorden, Rock and Robin, Kim Cayley, Joshua Clark, Rolf the 8th, PQ the Goat, Dan Suminad, Merrick B, Arkler, Hugo Count von Count, Jan Fredriksen, Drew the Generous, Vilda, Rush, Susan Weiss, Megarock, Rocco, Henrik Darkleber, Mattia, Opshi the Obsessed, Wrath, Kim, XD, Adarel, Mike, Mindsy, and Wolfboy. Thanks a lot for your support. Thanks for watching, take care, and I will see you in the future.